Welcome back, my lovelies. Let's continue.
I thank you for answering my summons in these most interesting times. You have been busy. The liberation of Alamigo will have far-reaching consequences, and there is a matter upon which I would seek your counsel. I speak of Rauban and his future. All know the tale of his rise from penniless refugee to member of the Syndicate and General of the Immortal Flames. Yet though he has come to call Uldar home, it will never be his homeland. He is a son of Alamigo. And now that she is free, I thought it only a matter of time before he sought my leave to return to her. Indeed, I had resigned myself to his loss. Suffice it to say, I was greatly surprised to hear him speak so lightly of handing over the reins in Alamigo and retaking his place at my side. I will welcome him with open arms, of course. He is my most trusted advisor and my dearest friend. But I have known the man a long time, and beneath that steely gaze, I spied a flicker of doubt. Whether Rauban chooses to remain in Uldar or return to Alamigo, I only wish that he do so with a heart unburdened by guilt or regret.
Uh-oh.
Yet, how can he freely make such a choice, knowing how much I depend on him? It is past time that I learned to discharge my duties as a sultana alone. I must go forth and see my realm with my own eyes, and hear the wind with my own ears.
I mean, that would work, right?
Might I have your company for a brief adventure? Wonderful.
Wunderbar.
Allow me a moment to change into something a touch less conspicuous, and I will join you outside.
Sure. Okay. Alright, time to go to the quicksands. I could jump down if I really wanted to. Little body, big heel. Nice. Love it. There you are. Yeah, right here. Cool. Smol Lalafel. You are seeing so many outfit changes, like, right now. Once I get another outfit, though, this is probably gonna be going to my gunbreaker when we get to that point, but who knows. Ba-da-ba-da. Well, I mean, yeah. Best isn't good enough, but don't run off without me. I mean, sure. I really need to change the color of coffee. I just keep forgetting for 1 and 2. I just like, I don't know what color to make coffee. Alright, cool. Bum, bum, bum. Hi, Nanamo. Oh, let's get in the past. Ooh. Parry that. Parry this, you filthy casual. Yeah, this is when he had 2 arms.
Your Grace, you mustn't! The danger is too great! Please, Your Grace, come back! I beg of you!
It seems you're the one who needs looking after, Master Sham. Grab on!
Your Grace, I have kept the promise made.
So you have, and in turn, so too shall I keep mine. With your winnings, you have become one of the 6 most wealthy souls in all Ul'dah. And so, as tradition dictates, Rauben Aldin, you have earned yourself a seat on the Syndicate. May your new station garner you still greater glories.
I am honored, Your Grace, and vow to serve with every fiber of my being from this day till my last. Long live the Sultana, and long live Ul'dah!
Oh boy. Alright, let's just go for the money right now. I don't need the food. I have plenty of food. Oh. Let's go say hi to the thaumaturgist. Let's see. Well, we're just saying hi to Nathal, but you know, it be like that sometimes. When the calamity threatened, Rauban led the Alliance forces into battle on the plains of Cartano, and I remained here. I prayed with all my heart that Archon Louisoix would have the power to rouse the 12. Since that day, I have made accustomed to visiting this shrine during each of my little excursions. Here I seek the blessing of Thal, reflect upon my choices, and ask myself if I am fulfilling my duties as Sultana. You are rightly celebrated as a champion because you have led the line in 100 battles for the good of Eorzea. In much the same way, I believe the measure of the monarch lies in how she leads her people in times of adversity. If I am to be a sultana worthy of the name, I cannot turn a blind eye to the troubles facing Ul'dah. I have chosen my path, Neve. With Alamigo now free from imperial chains, I finally see a way to aid the refugees. Already, many displaced Elamigans seek to begin a long trek home. To facilitate the process, I have made a small contribution in artisan school in Brago's Reach for any who wish to learn new trades. Realistically, however, it will take years for such training to yield tangible benefits. But we do not have years. These people will need shelter and employment if they are to survive, and this time the Ul'dah treasury shall provide. Precisely where and how to allocate the necessary funds is, of course, another question. Why not? A wise suggestion, mayhaps a visit to the Gold Saucer is in order. Its proprietor is a member of the Syndicate, and he is one of few who pay refugees a fair wage. I wonder, are you acquainted with Godbert? Yes, I am! Yes, I am. Then I need not explain his eccentric nature. Let us make our way to the landing, and I will see that word is sent to the Gold Saucer. Godbert should be only too glad to receive us. Bum 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 bum. Okay. Go to the landing. Now this is one of 2 instances where you have to go to the Gold Saucer. One of which being the Red Mage, and another being this quest. As far as I remember, this is the only 2 instances where you're forced to go to the Gold Saucer. So, if you haven't unlocked the quest to go to the Gold Saucer, you should go do that, you know. I don't think I have that. I never, ever. Yeah, that's pretty much the reason why I have these 2 unlocked, because this is where you go for the Red Mage one too, if I remember correctly. If I remember correctly, it's been a little bit. He's wearing pants! My apologies, Your Grace. I have kept you waiting. No apologies are necessary, Godbert. My request was sudden, and you were kind to make yourself available at such short notice. When the intrepid Neve and the Sultana herself come calling, there is no more important engagement. He's actually wearing pants. This is surprising. As for the purpose of my visit, I would have your thoughts on how the crown might best aid the refugees residing in Thanalan. You are aware, I am sure, that many of Alamigo's displaced sons and daughters long to return to their newly liberated homeland, and you are also aware of how they will suffer without shelter and work to sustain them. I would use our nation's wealth to spare them that suffering. What advice have you for me on the matter of how it might best be distributed? The unusual circumstances of our meeting and Your Grace's choice of companion would suggest to me a desire for an honest and unvarnished opinion. I shall give you one. My advice is stop. Taxing Ul'dah's wealth to save Alamigo's refugees is a terrible, terrible idea. You oppose my proposition? Most emphatically, I agree with Your Grace that the refugees must have housing and employment, but what profit is there for Ul'dah in this arrangement? Profit? After all you have done for Girabanya's displaced, I thought you would be the very last person to seek to benefit from their misfortune. Forgive me, Your Grace, but you appear to be laboring under a misapprehension. It is a fine endeavor to support one's fellow man. I fear, however, that your stance is one born of pity. Your intent to save the refugees, is it not? For all our potential, we are indolent creatures by nature. If unconditional charity is what we know, then we begin to rely upon it, to expect it. And then we must consider Ulda's own poor and downtrodden, should they hear of you spending the nation's coin, not to improve their lot, but to nurture the distant citizens of Alamigo. It is unlikely they will applaud your generosity. Surely it is not Your Grace's intention to foster new resentments, but to spread goodwill? Indeed. Then any support I pledge to the refugees must promote self-sufficiency, whilst also serving the interests of the people of Ulda. Exactly so. Such an arrangement will create a far more equitable relationship with the returning Alamegans, even as it generates the revenue required to win the approval of your subjects. You have given me much to ponder, Lord Manderville. I thank you for your candor. Hell yeah. Gotta go to Hugane. Drink some sody. We are back! Ooh, okay. Also, that one dude, I believe that's your username. I'm not avoiding what you said. I am actually, like, fucking with the audio again. I know I've said it before, in several videos, but, like, sometime, not several, it was a couple. Actually, I'll finish what I said after this. Welcome back. Did your merchant friend have useful advice to share? With Lalarito, and you agreed to this? I am well aware of his standing in the field of business, but I had hoped to keep the monetarists at arm's length, and him in particular. Nay, I cannot live in fear of the man. I must learn how to treat with him if I am to rule Ulda effectively. Very well, I will meet with Lalarito. Let us go on ahead and to the Waking Sands and prepare for his coming. Because as I've said before, like, listening to it on my end, it sounds fine, and then when I upload it to YouTube, it's like, oh, by the way, the volume is a lot, you know, less than what it is. So I have been fucking with the audio again, just to kind of make sure things are better, I guess? I'm always welcome to criticism, and that's actually, I mean, it was a little harsh, but I got where you were coming from. I'm not avoiding it responding. I've just been taking it in.
A personal summons from the Scions. This must be important
adjusting
business
as need be.
indeed. Though, if it concerns anything so underhand as an assassination, I fear I can be of little help.
No, we're not trying to assassinate you as much as we want to.
You have made your point. 'Tis indeed unsettling to find oneself seated across from an impassive mask. There, would this better please your grace? Or should I address you as Lady Lilira?
Why not both?
Nay, the deception has served its purpose. I am glad to see you found amusement in my little jest, Lord Lolorito, but shall we proceed to the business at hand?
By all means. I must say I am most eager to hear your proposal.
Simply put, I would aid the refugees camped in Thanalan in their efforts to return to Alamigo. The reparations you paid in the wake of your earlier misdemeanors will be used to fund the endeavor, together with the fortune seized from the late Teleji Adeleji's estate. But this plan is not intended to benefit the displaced alone. I would make of this an investment which shall enrich Uldar and Alamigo both. And who better to consult on matters of profit than the wealthiest man in all of Thanalan? I beseech you then, Lord Lolorito, share with us your mercantile wisdom.
Ah, 'twould seem your grace has matured beyond acts of earnest yet misplaced charity. Pray tell me more.
Oh, I'll tell you more. I have my axe ready just in case.
To summarize, in return for facilitating the repatriation of refugees and assisting in the establishment of new industry in Alamigo, you ask that a proportion of all subsequent profits be promised to Uldar. Ha! I am impressed, Your Grace. 'Tis an elegant solution, albeit one lacking certain crucial details, specifically which industry and where.
How swiftly you identified the weakness in my plan, just as I knew you would. Your travels have taken you across the length and breadth of Gir Abania, and you know the land far better than I. Which of the settlements you visited would best provide a home for our refugees? Which has the greatest potential to flourish, given the appropriate investment?
The Saltery.
Ah, yes, that desolate little village on the shore of Loch Seld.
Salt is
I
good.
know the Saltery and its products well. The Imperial invasion brought an end to their more widespread distribution, much to the dismay of many a wealthy gourmand, myself included. Salt has ever been a transformative ingredient, and in this instance, I dare say, it could transform a modicum of effort into a mountain of gill.
The local citizens will need to be consulted, of course, but I trust the East Aldenard Trading Company can be relied upon to provide its assistance in negotiating a mutually beneficial arrangement.
Naturally, Your Grace. I shall dispatch representatives well versed in the extraction of this white gold, and wring every last ons of profit from its production. The loch's bounty will contribute to Alamigo's enrichment, whilst easing the burden on the bull's aching shoulders, just as your grace desired.
A deal is struck then.
Hell yeah! Ba-na-na-na. Ding. Ah, yes. Go to the Alamigan quarters. I should really make this one of my free destinations, because you come here a lot. Neve, you're back. What did Animo? Oh, sorry. Are you allowed to talk about your audience with the Sultana? So Raban says he's going to return to Ul'dah, but she isn't sure he wants to. Huh. Tell us something we don't know, but I'm pleased to hear she's committed to helping our refugees come home. And this plan to revitalize the Saltery does make a lot of sense, quite how you convinced her to seek Lalorito's help in Another Question. After all that has happened, he's the very last person I would expect her to turn to for advice. But on a more practical note, Lise, assuming the interim government elects to accept the Uldah's proposal, I have one caveat I should like you to include in the bargain. Alamigo must be permitted to cover a portion of the investment. We have a fortune at our disposal after all, and allowing Ul'dah to provide the entirety of the capital will afford Lalorito too much control. Honestly, Alphinaud is like Kugane never happened. What exactly does a ruthless profiteer have to do to earn your trust? But yes, you do make a good point. First things first, though, we need to discuss the proposal with the Saltery's residents. Whiskar, how do you fancy explaining the Sultana's plan to your grandfather? I'd like to hear what Wat thinks of the idea before agreeing to anything. Right away, Commander. Would you mind coming along, Neve? I might need you to fill in the details. Then I shall come as well. Should Wat wish to discover figures, my knowledge of the nation's finances may prove useful. There's only one thing I know I've said this again and again and again. There's only one thing I don't like about the locks. And it is that the music out here, whether it be the cutscene music, the background music, not so much when you're on a mount, but like, for whatever reason, the music in this area is just loud as fuck. It's like extremely loud compared to music in the other areas. I don't know if it was just like slightly overtuned by accident, or it's just like the sound that's coming through for me, because this has always been this way for me. This particular area is just so goddamn loud when it comes to music. But now that I got that out of the way, no, you're gonna be a cutscene, I think, if I remember correctly. I'm gonna end this episode here, my lovelies. Like, comment, and subscribe if you so choose to, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye!